In this video you will learn how to beat floor 5 with 9 stars, so stay tuned.
Got the orange vibe, ain't nobody killing it. We be on a grind, ain't no time for feeling weak. Every second, a minute of our all days of the week.
Hi, my name is Orange Rock and I'm a content creator here on YouTube and Twitch, mainly focused on grinding the abyss like a madman. I beat floor 11, 6 stars at AR42 and I did so being almost free to play. I only have the BP and wish, okay? Okay. Gang. Okay, so for the guide itself, first we'll look at the chambers, the enemies and the fight priority for each floor. Then we'll talk about the teams you will need to tackle it with, and finally a bonus tip at the end for all of the patient folks out there. So, chamber 1, floor 5 is going to consist of the following enemies. First, you have electric shooters, then you have large cryo slimes, and finally normal small cryo slimes. For this chamber we're gonna tackle them as they go. Electric shooters first, then large cryo slimes, and finally finish off the small cryo slimes. You can hit the large cryo slimes and small cryo slimes as collateral while you're dealing with the electric shooters, so bear that in mind. And for the second half of chamber 1, we're gonna have 2 pyro mages. The only thing you need to keep in mind is just focus them one at a time, lowering their shield with your water unit, and just repeat the same process for the second pyro mage, while of course dodging all of their attacks. And for chamber 2, half 1, we're gonna be fighting some treasure hunters, we're gonna be fighting some grenade throwers, we're gonna be fighting crossbow users, and we're gonna be fighting big dudes. You're gonna want to tackle them in that order: first grenade users, then the crossbow users, and finally clean up the rest of the squad. Try to hit the big guys as collateral while you jump from target to target. And for floor 2, it's going to go exactly the same way: treasure hunters, grenade throwers first, then the crossbow users, finally the big guys. A note here: be mindful of the 2 orbs at the center of the chamber. They will give them a buff on the units, so be mindful of the elemental reactions that are going to occur. And finally for chamber 3, on the first half we're gonna be fighting a Fatui Electro Mage with some big dudes. This fight needs to go focus on the Fatui Mage while hitting the big dudes as collateral damage. Try to dodge around their attacks and finally clean them up when you're done with the mage. As for the second part, which is going to be Fatui Agent and 2 treasure hunters, first you're gonna want to focus on the treasure hunters, so that it's going to be you and the Fatui Agent 1v1. When he stealths up, try to get him out of stealth so he doesn't cast his slash AoE attack. AoE and town helps when fighting this guy, so make sure to pay attention and you will be just fine. Now we'll look at team compositions. This is just an example. You can use whatever units you have pulled. Please comment down below on what teams you are going to be running. So for team 1 we're going to be using main DPS 1, either Noel or I'm using Bennett in this case, Zhangling and Kea. For team 2 it's gonna go main DPS 2, Barbara, support unit, and finally a fill-in unit. A special note here goes to Zhangling and Barbara. Both of these units are very specific to the teams they belong to. Zhangling is there to deal with the cryo slimes as well as a lot of the AoE you're gonna be experiencing in stage 2, while Barbara is there to melt the pyro shields. So be mindful of that, use those units appropriately. And as the footage is rolling here, sped up of the full floor clear, I'm gonna give you guys the bonus tip. Even if you don't have some of the units built up, there is no need to do so. As I talked in my top 5 Abyss tips video, which is somewhere up there in the corner, just slap on some defense or HP gear you have lying around in your bag, and that should be more than plenty for your lesser heroes to be able to take a hit or two if caught in a bad situation. And that's pretty much it. You are now ready to go and conquer floor 5, and make sure to click like and subscribe on your way for some more Genshin video tips, guides and tutorials, such as the next one that's going to be about floor 6. So stay tuned. Peace.
I guess the world wanna see us fall, but that's not gonna happen today, not tomorrow.